Hello everyone, my name is Veritas and welcome back to Destiny. Now today I wanted to go over quickly the rewards from the April update live stream that happened today. That's why today's video is a little delayed. I wanted to wait for after the live stream so I had something new to talk about. Last week they talked about how Prison of Elders is coming back, reforged the Blighted Chalice Strike with Malak, the Taken fucking thing is going to Winter's Run, Court of Oryx, King's Fall being updated, light level wise. This week we have new rewards. First things first, there's a new version of the infusing system activated after this April update. That new infusing system will, instead of it being incrementalized at 80% for legendaries, things like that, you know, if it's within 5, it's the full amount. If it's an exotic, it's within 4, 80% regardless if it's outside those ranges. Infusion is now a 1-for-1 trade-off. If you have a piece of gear that's, say, 280 and then you have a drop from a strike or from King's Fall or from Prison of Elders or something like that, or from Trials or anything like that, any endgame activity that is 335 and you infuse it into the 280, the 280 instantly becomes 335. It consumes the entire light level as opposed to percentages or weird on and off things like that. So that's the first part about infusion. Next we have weapon chromas. This is something I mentioned last week, and I was actually right about what it was. Weapon chromas are light effects that happen on your weapon and armor. There are 4 colors of chroma available. I kind of wish that they let you just do your own, like gave you like a color wheel and let you make your own. I wish that was more customizable, but I'm guessing they're saving some space by only having 4. We have white, yellow, red, and blue. Now, they're not, super saturated, they're not like sharp reds or sharp blues. They're more of like a light teal, a rose, a white, and then like a soft yellow. So I'm not a huge fan of faded colors, but it's nice to have an effect on things, and you don't actually have to activate it if you don't want to. Those can actually be re-rolled for 100 glimmer. So say a piece of armor drops with an inherent ability to be applied with a yellow chroma, and you don't like yellow chroma, you can re-roll that piece of that specific chroma node on your armor to make it say, okay, now this armor can have red chroma. And it gets rid of any chroma you've added to it, but it changes what the armor is allowed to have. So say you want to have red chroma on all of your stuff, and all of your gear has like blue, white, and yellow. You can just keep re-rolling it until it has the ability to be applied with red, and then just apply your red chromas to it. They are also material items, so make sure you have a couple of all of them, or at least the colors that you want to have. Make sure you're holding onto those so you don't not have the ability to do it. Moving on from there, we have Taken themed gear. The Taken shader is actually not a shader at all. It's a full armor theme. So once you have all the armor pieces, you can then use that shader. So Taken themed gear can also be earned. A full set of Desolate armor will unlock a unique Shiver emote. So once you have all the pieces, like King's Fall was a shader, this is an emote. So once you have all of the pieces of armor unlocked, you can go to Eververse and grab your free emote, which is the Taken Shiver, the corrupted thing. On to the next thing that's a little bit more touchy, a subject that I'm actually quite pissed off about, and I know a lot of people in the Destiny community are a little bit on the fence about. Some people love it, some people hate it. There's really no middle ground. It's more a love-hate thing. The Sterling Treasure. Sterling Treasure has these following things. Both Chroma and Taken-themed gear can be found in Sterling Treasures. 3 Sterling Treasures can be attained each week by visiting the Postmaster after a weekly reset, successfully completing one level 41 Prison of Elders activity from Varix, and completing one match of the featured Crucible playlist from Shax. Additional Sterling Treasures can also be purchased via Tess Everest in the Eververse Trading Company stores. Okay, so the first part of that is great. You can get 3 technically free a week, one from just, doing weekly reset. Just opening the game on Tuesday afternoon, you can get a free Sterling Silver just for playing the game from the Postmaster. Once you've completed the level 41 Prison of Elders activity for the week, Varix will then offer you a Sterling Silver treasure chest. I believe that is just found in your Postmaster. I don't think it's actually anywhere. I don't think it's at Varix. I think it's in your Postmaster. And then once you've done the weekly Crucible playlist featured, once you've played one round of that, completed a round of that, then you have the ability to get another one from your Postmaster. So you have 3 free boxes a week from doing very little activity, very little effort on your part. basically just toying around in like the weekly activities as it already is. So you're basically gonna get 3 regardless of how much you play. As long as you do a little bit of each activity a week, you get 3 for free, or you can buy them. This is where people are getting a little bit testy about Bungie and allowing people to purchase armor. Before it was SRL. SRL gear was essentially useless outside of SRL, except for the 320 helmet and class item, which I'm still kind of pissed off that exists. It was a shortcut for it was a shortcut. It was a complete skip, essentially. It was giving away free 320 gear, and I'm still upset about that. But now you can buy them from Eververse for 200 silver, which I believe is $2, something along those lines. It's very, very cheap. So we now have a skip. Now the important thing to note about the Derelict set or the Desolate set, as well as the Spectar set, which is the new, which is like this strike stuff. It's the armor you see all the time, like the new Chroma based armor. It's like the April update armor, and then there's like the Taken armor. It's those 2 sets. Those are both found in the Sterling Silver boxes, companion cubes, whatever you want to call them. Those are both unlocked in those. You have a guaranteed at least one of the pieces of armor, and then you have a chance at getting a reputation boost for each of the activity variants, Vanguard, Crucible, and Varix, the Prison of Elders, House Judgment, that kind of thing, as well as reputation gains being increased across the board. They said dramatically or greatly, so hopefully that'll go back to like year 1 equivalents. Maybe we'll see the return of the Nightfall buff, or maybe it'll just apply the Nightfall buff to everything and still keep the Flaming Head away. So we have those. There's some other things. There's a Taken variant of one of the Vault of Glass ships. Vault of Glass is not back, but they're taking the model of it and adding it to Takenified. And I believe there's also like a year 2 ship that's some like Spectar variant or something like that. But there's a few things, and then you can get Chroma from the Sterling Silver Treasures as well, or the Sterling Treasures as well. So the other thing is you can basically buy all that stuff now. Vanity items are fine for 1, but when you can start buying armor rolls, start buying power, or start buying the armor that you can infuse with the power, I get a problem with it. All the vanity items like SRL drop at level 3 defense, level 3 light, and they had to be infused up to higher gears. Now, the problem with this is when SRL was around, infusion was also incremental. It was 80%, or it was, whatever. It took forever to get gear up high. Now, if you go and you buy, say, 10 boxes, you can essentially get all the armor you want, if you're lucky. You can get all the armor in the game for $20. So say you pay $20, you get every single thing available. Then you just go play the activities, and as you're playing them, and you get armor that drops at 335, you can immediately infuse those level 3s up to 335 or 330 or whatever. Apply a Chroma to it, and boom, you're done. I would say you could probably be done within a couple weeks, as opposed to playing it for months. Now, this is a thing like in the Division where people are farming Hornet, farming the bosses for tons of high ends without having to actually put time into the game, and then after about 2 weeks of that, and then the exploit being taken away, they're full of exotic gear, high-end gear, and then bitching that there's nothing to do in the game and that Massive has made a mistake and the game is bad. So if you decide to buy everything from Eververse in the first week, buy every piece of gear, you have all the stuff, you've unlocked it, you get the the Shiver emote, you have all the Chromas you ever want, you have all the stuff that you could ever need, re-roll it, get your perfect sets, and are now just waiting for yourself to go get 335 gear to drop from the activities every week, and then boom, you have all the gear on week 3, 4, then that's your fault for skipping ahead and doing that, and it's no one's fault but your own for doing that. I don't even like the fact that it's available from the Eververse Trading Company. I kind of wish it was just the right hand side. I wish that the guaranteed loot in that, which are the armor pieces, were not in that at all. I wish it was just the cosmetic side, the ship, the Sparrow, the reputation boost, the Chromas, that kind of stuff was purchasable, but the fact that armor is in there pisses me off, and frankly, it's a shortcut that doesn't need to be in the game, because it invalidates the specialty of, earning it or getting it eventually after hours and hours of play. They've also updated the faction gear and the Prison of Elders gear, like I said before. Faction packages will now contain Chroma-enabled versions of their legendary armor that sets up to 330 light. Updated Prison of Elders gear will also have Chroma enabled, and can drop up to 335 light in the Challenge of the Elders. So the new armor sets are really fucking pretty. The faction sets, at least. I'm a Future War cult man myself, so I'll be looking for those. I'm excited about that kind of stuff, and those have their own, chroma styles and stuff like that. We also have a list of Year 1 legendaries and exotics coming back up to 330, 335 light if you can, they're infusible up to there once you've reobtained them. Mostly, it's some of the stuff that, people liked. The Shadow Price is coming back, the Lord High Fixer is coming back, the Grim Citizen's coming back, the Badger CCL is coming back, Zombie Apocalypse, things like that. Those are all returning to be able to be infused up to 335 once you've reobtained them from, post-April update activities, and, I'm guessing Crucible, Strike Playlist, things like that. So you can get all those. And again, I'll go over the quick list of the current exotics on the list. We have the Arachnid, the ATS-8 Arachnid, Queenbreaker's Bow, Lord of Wolves, Dreg's Promise, the Universal Remote, the Glass House, the Lucky Raspberry, Kepri's Sting, Eternal Warrior, Patience in Time, the Titan Gauntlets that let off the fucking shock shield thing, whatever those are, the defense things, whatever those are, the Purifier Robes, and the Sunbreakers gauntlets for the Warlock. I can't for the life remember what the name of those gauntlets are for the Titan, but they're the ones that are black and have like the weird shifty panels and are all Rasputin-y. Those. And then we have like a Year 2 variant of the Vestian Dynasty. All of the Queen weapons are being remade to look better. They all have chroma enabled. And a bunch of stuff like Two to the Morgue, Longbow Synthesis, Lord High Fixer, Devil You Know, that kind of stuff's all coming back too. So like the very first Year 1 vanilla weapons are all being revamped and bringing back with new designs. I think they have chroma enabled on them, and then also they can now be infused to 335 once you've reobtained them. And of course, Eververse now has those items on for sale. So that's all we have right now. Those are the things you can obtain. Those fun things are now obtainable, which is fine. I wish that it was obtainable and not purchasable at all. If they just kept it to purely cosmetic and in no way affects your power level, that would be fine with me. But the fact that you can do that really upsets me. You still have to earn the gear to infuse it up from. Once you say you buy everything, it's all going to be level, light level 3 gear. It's going to be useless in endgame. And once you get the stuff at endgame, boom, you're done. I wish you would just have to earn it slowly. It's shortened the life of the game, but it's not like you can buy, like a 335 booster pack or something like that. It's not that, so it's not as bad as it could be, but still it exists. Some people will love it, some people will hate it. I'm on the side of the fence that hates it, but every single other thing in the update is amazing to me. Every other single possible piece in the update I love to death. Watching the live stream and watching all the chat rooms, the mood was so excited and happy, and then the instant you saw the Eververse logo on the Sterling Treasure, people became immediately upset. It became something people immediately didn't like, and the mood shifted to, oh, you can buy those. But other than that one specific thing, the entirety of the rest of the earnable things is amazing. One quick note, though, I forgot to mention that the strike unique things. They said the strike unique thing from the Winter's Run can drop up to 335. I'm hoping that means that they're retooling all of the strike unique stuff to drop up to 335, because that would mean that if, say, you want to go, do Shield Brothers and you want to farm that for the gauntlets for the Titan, Maul's Maulers, those can have a chance to drop up to 335. Now you have 335 gauntlets without having to worry about infusing them. I'm hoping those are all of the Strike exclusives. The Strike unique items can drop up to 335, not just Winter's Run. If you're curious as to where that Taken shotgun comes from, by the way, that's Winter's Run. Gotta go kill Axor for that. So that stuff can drop up to 335. I'm hoping it's not just Winter's Run that can drop those. I'm hoping it's all the Strike unique items that can drop up to 335, because if it's just Winter's Run, you're going to be limited to the shotgun and I think boots. I think Bungie mentioned boots can be dropped from that too. I don't know where that is, but I keep hearing it everywhere. And from more sources than I would say are not good, they're from good sources. Regardless, so that stuff's all available now. So there's many avenues of progress, of success, of earnable items. If you want to buy everything week 1 for say 20, 30, 40 bucks, boom, there you have it. Now just go play the game and get infused items. If you want to wait and get the items to drop naturally, you can do that as well. You can get things from... also, King's Fall hard mode will be hotfixed later down the line after this update. They mentioned last week that normal mode will be raised to 320 and hard mode will be raised to 330. Somewhere down the line, I'm guessing in a few weeks, once 335 gear is more plentiful, they're also going to increase King's Fall hard mode to drop 335 gear. So after a few weeks, that will drop 335 gear as well. So if you haven't gotten it by then, you'll definitely have it by now. now, that kind of deal. So that's nice that they're doing that, and then hopefully this content will last us, especially with all the armor sets and all the weapons people can re-equip or regather, re-earn, re-buy, re-obtain now, and the more variety they're adding in and having all the special sets now, having multiple armor sets of max light gear is not going to be as impossible or anything. You'll have more vanity gear, you'll have more things you want to wear as opposed to what you have to wear. Like what I do when I'm out on patrols and I have to wear specific armor sets to have max light, and when I go on patrol I can wear whatever the fuck I want, like this kind of stuff, have a 170 Yaller horn with a my VOG armor set and my Babylon shader. It's just I love wandering around with this gear, and this update's going to allow us to have the gear we want because infusion will be much easier to do, and more of the items are obtainable from more sources. All the new stuff is going to look really good, and the Chroma is going to add an extra layer of customization. So I'm very happy for this. I want to know what you guys' opinions are. I'm excited now. The activities are not necessarily tickling my fancy, but the fact that they're increasing faction reputation bonuses again, they're reapplying good strike things, they're taking a Flying Axe Sword, the heroic strike playlist is going to be fun again, hopefully, and that stuff can drop 335 gear. That gives me something to do in Destiny again. 10 hours a day playing strike playlists, getting that gear and re-equipping it to stuff that I want to wear, chromas, things like that. I'll definitely be buying some stuff from Eververse just because I can't say no to purchasable boxes. That's why I spent $10 on crates in TF2, but that's a different story. Unusual hats are the shit, but hopefully we don't ever have unusual hats in Destiny. But yeah, so we'll have some nice fun shit. And that's something to look forward to in the April update. I'm looking forward to it. What do you guys think? I want to know. Leave a comment below if you're excited, if you're not excited, if you are excited, again, yada yada, that kind of stuff. What are you looking forward to? Do you have concerns about Eververse like the rest of us kind of do? Or are you just kind of go with the flow? Everything's going to be fine. That kind of stuff. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. It's 2 weeks away now, I think. So, hopefully it'll be here sooner than later. And next week will be the Sandbox and the Crucible reveal. Maybe we'll see some of the new exotics from Taken King that are in the armory on Bungie's website being re-added to the game. Maybe they'll slip that in, kind of like they did with the sword and Taken King. They waited to the last reveal to show it off. That kind of stuff. Hopefully we'll see some of that. If not, that's fine. But we have some fun shit to look forward to. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's all for me for today and for this week from the Bungie live streams, things like that. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, very much appreciated. And until the next video, which will be tomorrow or something along those lines. Until the next video, have a great day, everyone.